Hello peeps, Mr. ATC once again back to you for another idea of housing recycling. And as you may have seen it in the preview I've shared with you a few days ago, today we're gonna create another pallet design, pallet table and chairs, small chairs, in order to place them in your garden or even in your living room. And as you can see, a lot of nice and bigger design that I'm creating at the moment for you in order to show you different things, different way to use pallet wood at home for you, as usual, always at home for you. So prepare your pallets, prepare your tools. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of product presentations as well. As some of you may know, I'm also an influencer for Amazon now, and I'm pretty happy to be a part of the Amazon influencer program. So thanks to the entire team for this, and looking forward to present even more things for you. And as I was telling you, today I'm going to be presenting to you another type of design that you can create at home. But this time you won't need only pallet wood, you will also need some 2x2. So take a close look at what I'm doing, because you first need to create a frame, as I'm showing you just right here, and after that you can cover everything with some pallet wood. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, one of the first things we'll have to do as usual is to prepare the pallet by dismantling the different slats, because that's exactly what we're going to use. And as you can see, when they are all removed, we will find ourselves with a whole bunch of slats we can start working on. Then again, as always, we will be removing the different nails on each side and each part of the different wooden slat before passing them to the thickness planner. Then we're gonna move to the 2x2 in order to cut them to size, because the first thing we're gonna start doing is creating the different seat, the different chairs we're gonna use for this design. Then when I'm all done with the measuring, I'm gonna move to my miter saw in order to make the different cuts. And keep in mind that I'm always doing them for the seats that we will be creating first, and at the end we will be moving to the table. And as we will have to create 4 seats, I'm gonna have to cut quite a lot of them. And as you can see, here I'm showing you the different 2x2 cut into pieces that we will have to use in order to assemble just one seat. So it's not for the entire 4 seat that I was mentioning earlier. Here we're gonna create just one, and after that the rest will come on the go. And as you can see, I'm also having a trainee with me today. Someone who wanted to learn how to create his own pallet furniture at home. So that was a good occasion to share some good tips and tricks with him and show him how to make his own furniture at home. Here, as you can see, we are making the frames for the first stool, the first chair that we're gonna create here. And then we're gonna put some perpendicular wooden pieces in order to finish the frame. Then here we are with the first frame created, and we're gonna start putting the wooden pallet wooden slat all over to cover them. But before that, I'm gonna start with the rest of the 2x2 in order to have the dimension to create the table. So I'm gonna first cut the different legs for the table, because we will have just one. Then after that, I'm gonna start creating and mounting the table. And here I've decided to have it at 85 centimeter high, so that will give us a pretty normal table for 4 persons. And note that this table will have, this leg will have an angle. So here I'm creating just one side of it, and you will see in a few seconds that I'm showing you the entire leg that we will have to use in order to create this table. So here we are with the first side finished. Then here with the entire angle, the entire leg that we will have to mount into the, you know, the top of the table. As you can see, I'm adding a small piece, a long piece actually, because it's around 73 centimeters, a long piece of wood to assemble each of the parts. And in a few seconds you will see what it's giving us when it's all mounted. Then, now that we are done with the mounting and the assembling part, I'm gonna clean some of the wood, all of them actually, in order to cover each of the designs. As you can see, the seats and the table will be all covered with pallet wood. And as you can imagine, you are saving a big amount of wood. Buying some wood can be very expensive, so you are saving a lot of money when you are using just pallet wood in order to cover your designs and create things basically with pallet wood. To attach the different slats to the frame, I will be first using my compressor with some nails, and after that, and also a little bit of wood and glue actually, that I will be putting to make it a little bit stronger. Then you will see after that I will be adding some screws to make it really strong at the end. Then here we are with the first seat, and we will be moving to the other ones, and as you can see, very strong, very stable. And now it's time to finish with the table. As I was showing you a few minutes ago I guess, I've mounted the different legs with a simple piece of wood, and now I'm doing all the surrounding with some pallet wood, the pallet slat that I was cleaning a few minutes ago. And yeah, this will make it much stronger. In order to keep them in place, I will advise you to use the clamps. Use your clamps before adding the screws, because this will make sure that it doesn't move, and you can after that attach to the different piece of wood and the entire frame. And this is something that you will have to repeat on each side. Here I'm showing you two sides that I'm doing, and slowly we are covering the entire table with pallet wood. Also the legs will be covered with some small pieces of pallet wood that I've cut it into size actually, and all over the table will be covered with pallet wood. Now, you know, as this is a pretty big and large table, I've decided to add a piece of wood in the middle as well, in order to make it stronger. Also, if you are planning to put some heavy stuff on top of it, it's always nice to have, you know, an entire tabletop, strong tabletop, so you don't have any surprise. Creating some holes using my crack jig and attaching into the middle of the table. Then when this part is done, it's time for us to add the wooden slat on top of that table. As you can see, very strong wooden slat that I will be attaching with screws as well, and covering with some wood filler. And here I'm showing you how it's gonna look like, but you know, we're gonna also use some clamps in order to attach each of them. And in order to keep it strong, we're gonna add some screws all over the different wooden slat that I've been placing a few minutes ago to this design, to make it very strong, because at the end you don't want to have any of the pallet slat falling out with the time. Then finishing with some wood fuller in order to close the different small holes that we have on that table. And when they are closed, we can finish the entire design by sanding as much as we can in order to remove and to have a smooth touch at the end. Alright, so here we are with a beautiful table, you know, created with, yeah, I could even say on a budget, because you don't pay that much for this type of table. And it's very solid, you can do a lot of things with it. So alright guys, as always, I'm doing my best to share with you some nice tips and tricks. As always, also some nice 3D plan that you will be able to find in the video description. So feel free to take a look and sign up in our referral program. And as you may have seen it as well, I wasn't alone for this project. I was with Mario. Mario, thanks a lot for being a part of this project with me, because you know, your help was very, very, very nice, and I spent a very good time with you, and I hope that you enjoy doing this project with me. You know, for the other guys, just to explain a little bit more what I was doing, you know, Mario is one of the person who contacted me in order to create something for him and to show him how to recycle. So now what I'm doing here is some, how can I say that, some training online, on site as well, where I'm showing people how they can make things themselves. So I'm pretty glad to do that now, and I'm always open to do it with all of you. As always, Mr. ATC, once again for you and for another idea of housing to recycling, recycle on a weekly, daily basis. That's what we need for the future. And if you are a new member to our community, feel free to take a look at our channel and subscribe just right here. Then click on the bell to receive a notification every time I'm sharing new content with you. Then I will see you next time. Bye.